Today's video we're going to look at how to clean different types of your deer rifles for the different actions that we might have, including bolt and lever action. We're going to look at some of the supplies needed. You're going to need some cleaning solutions, maybe some brushes, oils and lubricants and things. Obviously you're going to need the rods and the swabs, the brushes, that type of thing. I even have, for cleaning the scope, I have a cloth and one of the scope cleaning brushes. And we'll get into all of this. So first of all, why is cleaning your gun essential? Well, it is essential for the longevity and the accuracy of the rifle. Some of the solvents, the powders and things, are corrosive. If kept in the barrel, it'll be corrosive to the steel. Some of it draws moisture, so the ambient air has moisture in it, and it'll draw moisture and cause rust and pitting, and that will definitely affect longevity and accuracy over time. So we're going to look at the things that are unique to each rifle, and this is a bolt action rifle, and so obviously there's the bolt and there's a release on the side, which you can pull the bolt out, and we'll set that aside for now. So when cleaning bolt action rifles, there's a couple different methods you could use, and the method that I will go over with you is the one that I prefer. Some folks will stand it on end and they will run the rod down through the barrel toward the action. I do not necessarily prefer that method, and the reason being is when you do such an action like that, you are forcing all the bad deposits down into your action area, which the action area is sort of sometimes hard to clean out. You'll get all that grit and debris down in there, and so I don't recommend that. So what I like to do is either put it in a clamp like this and run the rod to the end of the barrel, or if you prefer going from barrel to action, as we just discussed, at least turn the rifle upside down and put it in there, so when you force all that debris out, it's going to come and fall down out of the receiver end there, and you do not want that in there. So what we're going to do here real quick is we're going to go over how I like to do it. Like I said, I like to put it in here and go ahead and run a brush down through it and force any of the bad debris out the end. So I like to do that, and then what I do after that is usually I get a cotton swab and put it on the on your rod here. These are open if I can get a hold of one. And I like to use a solvent like a Hoppe's number 9, and that's what we have here. So I wet that patch, and I put it through the jag, or whatever you'd like to call that. And I'll run it down through the barrel. And as you can hear, it's tight. So it's doing its cleaning action. And what I don't like to do is pull it back out of the action. I like to take it out through the end of the barrel and pull that patch. Okay, and then I get rid of that one. And what I'll do is I'll run a couple more patches down through till they come out squeaky clean. What I like to do then is I also take some of that solvent and I like to go over the bolt, because the bolt takes a lot of the brunt of the weather that you've been hunting in. And I got caught in the rain and snow this year, and so I actually had a small film of rust, just a small film of rust form across my bolt. And then of course I like to get the powder residue off of the face of the bolt. Okay, and as you can see, I'll show you here in a second, that was the rust and the powder deposit came off of that. So then what I do is by hand I go in here and I clean any powder deposits off that may have formed. Get that in the action, stick my fingers right in there. You can open the trap door on these, let the spring hang down, which I probably should have did earlier, obviously. Keep that lubricated and clean, get this all cleaned out, and so that there's no deposits left behind. Okay. Well, my sling had gone, had collected some rusting, a small film of rust over it, and so I wanted to clean those off as well. Get that all cleaned up. Now at this point, like I said, I like to get any dirt and dust that may have collected and stuck to your scope lenses. Get that brushed and blown out of there. Never touch your lenses with cleaning solution on them, obviously, to maximize the life of the coatings on those. So I like to get those cleaned up, and then I throw the covers right back on, because I do not like dirty scope lenses. But overall, that gun is pretty well ready for storage after I go back after the video and dry the barrel out with more dry swabs. But I'm just doing this for you guys to see right now. And what I do lastly is I'll take a good wipe, like a Remington oil wipe, or like a Ballistol wipe or something, and I'll wipe the gun totally down before it gets put back into a case somewhere, a gun case or a safe or whatnot. So that's your bolt action. Stick with me here, I'll go grab a lever action for you. So here I have a lever action. This is the first rifle ever bought for me. My father bought it when I passed the hunter safety course, and now my teenage son has been carrying it. And the cleaning on it, obviously I can't take all this action apart without a gunsmith. So at home use, what I do is that method that I showed you before, is I take the gun and I put it in the vise upside down and clamp her down.
and then I run my jags through it, I will either, that's still the wrong jag, but I will run the brush through it, and then some swabs, and then I will continue to go ahead and swab that out until it comes out clean. And there's the correct. So I run that down, and any deposits that may be in it will fall down out and away from the action. So I like to brush that out, and then I will swab it out until it's clean. So that's how I would attempt the lever action. So I would go ahead and do the same thing. I would swab the barrel out till it's dry and clean, and then I would clean out the scope again. I would get every bit of debris out of that and get that cleaned off. And then if I look it over for any wear and tear, any lubrication that's needed, I'll check tightening of the screws. Don't over tighten those, but make sure they're snug. So someone's going to ask, how do you know when your rifle barrel is clean enough? Well, simply for a couple dollars, you can go pick up one of these, which looks, they look like just plastic to you, but they're kind of like a fiber optic type. And I guess they are probably plastic, but they act just like fiber optic, and you can stick them at the back of your action. Insert it, maybe I can see. Insert it into the barrel and let that end stick out. Okay, and what you do is you point that end at a light bulb, which is right there in front of me, and you can look down through this barrel and you can see all the lands and grooves and any debris that's left in the barrel. And this one here is pretty clean. I didn't do a whole lot to it, but it's pretty clean already, which I'll still swab it out. But that's on the lever action. The bolt action, much the same idea. Insert that towards the barrel where the bullet goes. Aim that fiber optic at a light bulb, which is right there. And you can look right down through there and see that I need to do some more cleaning. But the importance of cleaning your guns is paramount. Like I said, you want to make these things are not cheap. You want to make them last. Your fingerprints will deteriorate. The saltiness in your hands will deteriorate the finish. You want to keep all those fingerprints to a minimum.
So, what's the takeaways of this video today? What was the purpose, right? Well, we want our firearms to function properly. We spend lots of time out there in the field, and we don't want to be let down by our weapon. And whose fault essentially is it? It's your own fault. So proper cleaning is up to you and how you treat that weapon. So if you do not go through the proper steps, brush it out, swab it out, get it all cleaned out, make sure there's no pits and debris left behind, which are going to make it rust and affect your accuracy. If you don't go ahead and do these steps, you're going to have poor performance in the field.
So I'm going to wrap up the video there. And I'm going to go back to swabbing my barrels and making sure they're clean and wiping them down, all the fingerprints and things, and storing these away till the next year, until I might need them again. And hopefully by then you've had yours cleaned and you've taken the proper steps to maintain your weapon. And at that point, now I'm going to leave it to you. Would you like to make a comment below how you do your cleaning? Any steps in addition to what I've done? Or any different techniques that you use? Leave those comments below. And I'll be seeing you on the next video. Happy hunting. Keep those guns clean. See ya.